What is going on, everyone? My name's Voit and I'm back with some more Age of Mythology. The Titans action spawning in the bottom of the map in the blue color, playing as Isis. His name is Magic. His opponent today in the red color playing as Zeus. It's Ayah. The map is Marsh and it's currently 3-0 for Ayah in this best of 7. Okay. Alright guys, just don't make me do it. This is definitely the 4th game. You guys don't know what you're talking about. So this is the 4th game in this best of 7 series. So that's the shenanigans going on right now. The map is Marsh, and if Magic loses this game, he is out of the competition, the 1v1 best of 7 show match that Trustify put out here. And that's the shenanigans going on right now. So, yes, we did it in the wrong order. Just deal with it, okay? It wasn't my fault. I mean, it was my fault, but it also wasn't. But it's fine. It's fine. Okay, let's do this right now. Okay. So we have villagers running left, right, and center. We've got all the shenanigans going on. He's been playing so good this series. He did some amazing stuff to the Magic arsenal that is his Ra, and I think he played an Uranus game in there as well. So he's been very, very good. And Magic's decided to try out Isis in this, and I think Isis versus Zeus is a bit of a challenging matchup for the Isis player, especially on most maps is pretty challenging. Zeus kind of gets away with a lot of stuff. But on this map, on Marsh, it can be really, really safe for him. However, not this Marsh. Not this Marsh at all. We check out the gold mine, it's exposed. We check out the second town center, it gets Magic nothing. We check out this second town center, it's gonna allow him to get access to 4 bore, but it doesn't really secure this gold mine or any other gold mine for that matter. Potentially a wall here, this town center, and a wall here may secure this gold mine for a little bit, but this tower wouldn't really be able to protect the wall at this point. So if Ayah really wanted to put a lot of pressure onto Magic, he could definitely do it, especially if he could prevent this forward down center from getting grabbed at any time early. I want to say good day to everybody in the chat. Thank you all for hanging out with me and making this a fun experience. I wouldn't be surprised to see Magic do something interesting in this game, something Magic-esque, if you know what I mean. Like, he's a really, really smart human with his strategy. He comes up with some really interesting things, and we'll see if he can do the same here or not. Or if Ayah can just pull out something as well. I'm sure he's got some strategies up his sleeve. So what we're seeing right here is the standard 4:30 advance time from Ayah. If you're unaware of how it works, for Zeus we chuck 4 or 5 villagers onto food. We put 3 villagers to wood. We put 2 villagers to gold. 1 villager on this wood is going to build a house when you can afford it, and then we put more villagers over onto food. He's got 9 villagers on food now, with 2 villagers building this temple up. And you can see he's got a lot of food in the bank, so he's aiming for that 430 here. He's going to build adjacent as well, so it's 430 plus 9, so 439 is going to be the advance time for Ayah. Magic, on the other hand, is already going through Bast. He hasn't gathered a single iota of wood in this game, so he's going for a fast second town center here, or for he may be going for something like a priest thing. He's making some priests to make sure he can defend, maybe. The prosperity is going to give him a lot of extra gold. So we'll see if he can use that or what he's going to do with it. Definitely needs the priest to at least deal with like Centaur if they come out, and obviously Ayah. He spotted this, but he is going through Athena. I saw him queue up Hermes there, and he swapped it to Athena when he saw this. But if you're going Athena, you have to send villagers forward. And he hasn't done that yet. So maybe it's just going to be like a Hippocon Athena. It's a little bit of a throwback. So we'll see if that's what Ayah's going for or not. But I would not expect to see Ayah going pop toxotes here or something of that situation. Just because it's such a big map, and to get around this natural tree or natural forest here and attack this gold mine's pretty difficult. But if you make, okay, it's going to grab the second town center and go Athena from there. So it could work as a later attack. It's not going to be an early attack or anything like that. So we'll see. Getting more villagers, outhouses going everywhere. This town center is nice for Ayah. It's getting into Water Buffalo. The priest coming in to check out what's going on. They are actually going to come over onto this location here, but I don't think that Magic knows about it. So he's going to have to be very lucky to spot this, and he's not going to find it at all. The Minotaur are here though. Magic not spotting that, and he's just going to waddle away, turn around, finally decide to fight the Minotaur here. Picking off this Minotaur is not that huge, but it's a nice win for him, and he is going to be able to pick that one off as the Odysseus and the Jason come in to say g'day, but Magic's going to get out of there. Not too many issues. And given that Ayah's gone for his own second town center, Magic's going to be pretty happy with his build. Nothing's going to go too wrong for him. Ayah can't really pressure anywhere at this point. The only gold that Magic's got is this gold mine, and he's not going to have to worry about that for too long. And we do see that a bolt coming down onto the Sphinx that was going to be doing some pressure over here, but not having any of that. So it's currently one myth unit down a piece, but and both gold powers from the Archaic Age are down as well. So we'll see what happens there. Okay, Crocodile coming in for Magic. He's gonna eat some more of these boar. I don't really know. He's got some hunt over here in the Crowned Crane, and he has some Water Buffalo over here. But really, the big thing is he has a lot of pigs here which he can use. Now the Odysseus is going to come in and be a real pain. This is one thing that you can do really easily, which I don't see a lot of players doing, but you want to use your passive stance, and you just move, you don't attack move, you just move your Odysseus here. Then he'll sit here and just fling arrows onto this location. If there's any villagers over here that run away, Odysseus will automatically not chase them and then keep doing their thing. But it's looking like Ayah not sticking with that pressure on the gold mine here, which could have been pretty immense. We do see a third town center now coming up for Ayah. This is pretty much exactly what Magic wants to see. I think in the Zeus versus Isis matchup's really different from the Zeus versus Ra matchup, in that Isis can put a hell of a lot more pressure onto the Zeus player early than Ra can, just because of Ancestor's Eclipse. So this third town center is going to slow Ayah down immensely here, and Magic sees that. So I'm assuming that Magic's just going to be like, all right, throw the armory down, get to the Heroic Age, build out some chariot archers, some siege towers, and maybe some scorpion men as well. Throw out a second monument if you can. Get those units going, and then make a huge push onto this town center. Kill that one off, then take a 4-2 town center advantage. So we'll see if that's where Magic goes with this or not. The boar over here getting pulled in. I like that. He needs to move the villager in a little bit as well, but the town center picks it off for him. And we'll see. Got Evil over here, eating the boar. Well, Evil's in the chat. This is a recorded game, my friend. So it's live in the sense that I'm doing it live, but it is a recorded game. Now, stables coming down for Ayah. You have to be careful about the stables. Don't want to go too heavy on the chariot archers or anything like that. Magic's still not advanced to the Heroic Age. His armory was super late. There's no real excuse for an armory this late. You just want to grab one villager as soon as you hit the Classical Age and build that armory. It takes about a minute. So if he advanced the Classical Age at 4:30 and he put the armory up at like 6 minutes, it would have been up by 7 minutes and he would be fine. No issues there. And we do see a barracks coming down for Magic. I like the barracks. Maybe you can come with like spear, chariot archer, siege tower, or just spearman, siege tower, Ancestor's Eclipse. I don't think he realizes what Ayah's building. I don't think he's seen the military buildings. There is an obelisk here, but Magic does not know what unit composition that Ayah is going. But I think he can assume that it's going to be the Hippocon. And as I'm speaking, the Jason and the Odysseus are coming in, and they're going to do a lot of damage to this location. Does he know about it, though? That's the question. He doesn't know that there's a gold mine here, and he's going to get very lucky spotting the gold mine. He does spot it. There is a spearman over here who's going to be defending a little bit here. The priests are in here. With 3 priests, it's probably not enough to really defend against this, but with micro, you can just pull the priest back, heal him back up, and you get the damage done over time to those Greek heroes. And now we do see Magic with his own 3rd town center coming up a little bit delayed, but it's going to be totally fine for him to throw that one up given how many resources he has. Getting that medium spearman first, I love it. It's really important. Part of what makes spearman so strong against the Hippocon is the 40% hack armor. So while 7 HP doesn't seem like a lot, it does matter quite significantly against the Hippocon because it really makes your spearmen counter them even more. You basically have more effective HP because of the 40% armor. So it's a big thing, and I think people don't realize how big of a thing it is. Maybe even seeing some other stuff coming. Okay, Scorpion Man coming in. Well, losing 1 Scorpion Man is not the best, but he may have had to do that just to make sure that Migdal Stronghold gets up, which it is up, and now we're going to be seeing some of those Chariot Archers coming out. The Odysseus sitting here with 5 HP does get picked off. Jason as well going to get picked off here. That's a really big win for Magic, but Ayah getting some nice trades, picking off those Spearmen, and nearly not losing too many of his Hippocon and Toxotes. So Ayah going to be retreating here. And the Toxotes going to be getting away. Ayah trying to wall off the entire map. Priest going to be healing everything back up. Siege Works coming up. And we have cancel this Spearman. Magic does not want to build Spearman anymore. Maybe he feels like he can't afford to keep building villages or something like that. So we'll see where he goes from here, but I'm feeling like the Ancestors Eclipse timing push is going to be brutal. We do see some Hippocon and Toxotes coming in to save this villager, but it's looking like the villager will be falling, and the Chariot Archers are going to be retreating here as Ayah pushes in on to Magic. But Magic's got out 2 of those Scorpion Men, and there's only 1 Jason, but the Odysseus is in here yet again, so that's going to help out quite a bit. But the Scorpion Man coming in may actually lose that Scorpion Man if he's not careful. You just have to retreat that guy and get him healed back up, and he does not manage to get that one out of there. The Chariots are trying to focus down this Odysseus. Ancestors Eclipse coming down. There's no wall for this army to be running through. The Scorpion Man here gets that empowered bonus. Those Toxotes are all going to die as they try to make a break for the town center. We do have a 1 siege tower here for Magic, so Magic really wants to deal the damage here on this push. He's got about a minute to get that siege tower over here and start building start dealing damage to those buildings, continually picking off some of these units here. But 8 Toxotes get away from there. And we'll see if Magic can do some damage here with this advantage. The Scorpion Men now looking, not the Scorpion Men, the Ancestors now looking for some of those villages for running into the main base of Ayah. This is what you want to do. Run straight for this gold mine. Run straight to the wood line and just find as much carnage as you possibly can. These Ancestors basically 5 or is it 6 hit a villager. Looks like it's maybe 7 hit a villager by themselves, 8 hit a villager. It's okay. It's not that fast of a death, but with 60 seconds, you can get a lot of hits off. Losing 1 Scorpion Man there for Magic, but Ayah's going to be hurting right now. And Ayah not actually dealing with these raids very well at all while he's still getting pushed in over here. So nice little multi-attack there from Magic. Gets a little bit of a win there, but to be honest, it's not what I thought would have happened. So now Magic still has to get a significant amount of damage onto Ayah done here in the next couple of minutes, or the Zeus is going to start becoming really, really strong. And Isis is a strong god, but I feel like the longer the game goes on, the stronger Zeus becomes as these siege towers are continuing to move in and trying to take down some of these military buildings. Ayah's got quite a few of them, and he does have a lot of resources incoming because he's got those 3 town centers. Even after the Ancestors Eclipse hurt his economy, he's still got basically full population. Nice micro from Magic pulling these Hippocon back here. The siege towers tanking all of those Toxotes. Restoration coming in. The Toxotes getting microed finally, but Magic's happy to fight this one here. The Spearmen are on top of these Hippocon, going to be picking them off when the Restoration falls. You have War Elephant sitting on top of the Toxotes, taking so much damage with that 40% pierce armor and that that ridiculous amount of HP with 495. Now the siege tower is getting closer and closer to this town center. There is 5 siege towers here. The war elephant moving in. The spearmen right now getting picked off. You can't have those spearmen running in and trying to face tank those Toxotes. You need to have the chariot archers trying to pick them off and things of that nature. But Magic is really fighting this fight incredibly well because Ayah is not microing those Toxotes to the best of his ability. The war elephants are still in the front, still tanking all the damage, but Magic's not able to control his chariot archers to deal the damage at this point. But he is slowing down the military production of Ayah, who has to rebuild those stables, those archery ranges. The siege towers now coming back in and be sitting right behind these Toxotes. Now, if you don't shift click them, they automatically going to be targeting the closest siege tower here. So you do have to be really careful with your Toxotes here. Make sure that they're fighting the right things. And Ayah's kind of doing it, but kind of not. It's really hard to like get on top of that and be very good at it, but he's doing what he can, and yet again losing some of those spearmen willy-nilly, but it's kind of okay right now. So many military buildings for Ayah are dying, and he's trying to get those units queued back up, and Ayah now sitting at 121 pop with a lot of resources in the bank. So this is all coming down to just not having the military production to reproduce, and Magic can just keep on barreling in here with 160 population army, just able to basically torch this army with just a sheer amount of numbers here. So Magic is playing this one very, very well. He's already starting his trade route here. He's going to have an incredible economy. But Ayah, like we said earlier, Zeus is really strong. So if he can stay alive and deal with this pressure here, he's going to come out with a very strong position. We do have Ayah running away for the time being. Siege towers should make a little look onto this town center while these units are out of position. Could be big, and not only that, but it's like the town center is attacking the siege tower, and he does like no damage to the siege tower. 95% pierce armor basically means the town center is doing like 1 damage an arrow, so he shoots 2 arrows, so it's 2 damage an arrow, or 2 damage a second onto those siege towers. So it's a really big waste of damage as opposed to when he's attacking anything else. But Magic now continuing to put the pressure onto this location. Lots of Toxotes and now dealing a lot of damage. And Magic is really not able to be continuing this attack here. But he is going through Osiris here, throwing away some units. These siege towers need to retreat here. And Ayah has got to the location through Apollo, has stabilized. And this is going to have to all come down to this Osiris push here. And not only is he stabilized, it's kind of like Magic kind of threw his advantage there in that army size, where if he didn't do that, like he's basically just call back on one score. If he didn't do that, if he didn't sacrifice his units there, he could be going heavy chariots now. He could be getting pierce armor and all the other armor upgrades, but getting all the economy upgrades. But instead, he has to reproduce these units, which he really doesn't have that many military buildings for. And it's going to be a really difficult time for him to continue attacking here. And Ayah does see this coming. The Pharaoh trying to get in the back, Priest healing him back up. There is no City of the Dead, but it's not going to matter too much because this is early days for these units. City of the Dead is a technology which gives your Pharaoh extra HP, also your Son of Osiris. And the Pharaoh should be able to be oh wait, we aren't quite there yet. Osiris 90%. And there's the Osiris coming in. Going for a bit of a around the back play here, trying to set up in this location. I guess that's going to be an interesting course of events here. Is Ayah going to the Mythic Age here? He is going through Hephaestus. So this is a bit of a timer for Magic, because if you let Ayah get Hephaestus, he doesn't actually have the favor yet, but if he gets Hephaestus with 35 favor, you just basically have to wait 2 minutes and he's going to be at bronze armor upgrades, and there's nothing you can do to stop that. It's a really, really huge power spike for the Zeus player. And we're seeing Magic trying to move in, building watchtowers, setting up in this little location. He's got a mummy here, but the mummy's running forward. He's going to actually lose that mummy. The Odysseus is doing a lot of damage, and the mummy is basically insta-sniped here, but Champion Chariots are on the back of this gold mine here, trying to find some villagers, get some raids going here. Son of Osiris now going to be doing some damage from the back line. Got to be super careful with this one. Toxotes still not targeting him down. He's taking a step it away from the Migdol stronghold, but he has been garrisoned. Nice marker from Magic there. The Champion Chariots still not doing too much. Need to get them back into the fight here because Ayah is just happy to chill here. The Son of Osiris in a really good position though. Going to be able to deal a lot of damage, but he's gotten stuck here. Needs to continue marker on that one. Keep doing that damage, and adjacent is going to get picked off there. Look at that damage from the Son of Osiris. Hephaestus comes in for Magic now, and that's absolutely huge. Underworld Passage coming in though for Ayah. Where is he going with it though? From here to here? Oh, he's just using it to get the gold income because he knows he needs to have that gold income. It's a long way to walk. I mean, if he scouted, he would have realized he only had to walk, what, 2 meters this way? But, okay. That's unlucky. Alright, we've got more towers coming up for Magic now. Colossus here has popped out, and where is Ayah? He's got Forge of the Olympus coming in, so Magic's got some catching up to do basically on the armor already. He's already kind of on bronze, so maybe not that big of a deal, but these Zeus units become really strong really quickly. Magic not garrisoning the Son of Osiris for some reason, and the Toxotes is chasing away, but the Champion Chariot are in here. They do a lot of damage to these Toxotes. And we picked them off nicely, and Magic's got the marker already down pat. He's got the shift clicking coming in, so he's going to pick off a lot of these units nice and fast. And here we go, picking them off, but now the Colossus is tanking. These Toxotes will clean up everything else. We've got the Hippocon here, going to be able to get that Son of Osiris. For some reason, he was walking back here, and these Hippocon will be able to pick off this Son of Osiris if he can simply just get this around. But you're not really focusing on this, and now he does, and he has got the Son of Osiris surrounded here, and that's going to be a dead Son of Osiris. That's super unfortunate for Magic because that's such a powerful unit and he kind of needs it, but the walls are set up over here onto the main base of Ayah's town center. He's got his temple up. He doesn't have a fortress up right now. The watchtowers, guard towers even already here, but Bellerophon, the siege killer, coming in to save the day for the moment, but you need to get these guard towers to focus down that Bellerophon. Stop targeting the storehouse and the house over here. It's super important. Bellerophon running around, going to be getting that jump back in. That was half the HP in one attack there, and that is 2 catapult down for the cost of 1 Bellerophon. All in all, an even trade, but this was such a strong setting for Magic. I mean, the Bellerophon's got 22 HP, but it's basically dead, so if he comes back, he should be able to get picked off. And there we go, pick off the rest of the Bellerophon. So well played by Ayah to keep himself alive for the time being, picking off the Son of Osiris as well. More catapult are going to be coming in, but they're not going the right way. Looks like he's going for this town center. This town center does only have 965 HP, but these catapult are not going to be safe at all. As this is all getting set up, the Hippocon coming in, the town center going to be extremely low though. It's going to be a very tight battle. It looks like the catapults are already in the air, and the town center for Ayah falls there, as Magic is going to be able to put Ayah down to 140 population. So now he just needs to get his army out here. He is sitting at 169 population. Potentially just auto queue some mercenary in here. The town center is trying to get back up for Ayah. So we'll see if Magic can keep that one from going up. He really doesn't have the units to do that here. And now he's got, but he does have the watchtowers or the guard towers just to eat these Hippocon that are getting built. Ayah really needs to stop making those Hippocon and transition into infantry as soon as possible. Another Bellerophon comes in. Walls trying to come back up, but the Heliopolis right now is going to be preventing this little position from being useful. The Bellerophon moving in, a huge army from Ayah going to be trying to storm this, and the Heliopoli are still moving in, but Magic not really moving his army very well at this point. He's got a lot of idle battles. You need to click that idle military banner. The village is now going to be trying to take down that Heliopolis. There you go, the Bellerophon coming back in. We do have the guard towers all focusing down the Bellerophon. They do have crenellations, so he won't be able to dodge those arrows at all. You see the spearmen trying to come in here and pick this off, but it's going to be a long process. Some mercenary cavalry coming in all the way from over here, and still a bunch of idols for Magic. But he's got such good economy at this point. You know, he could probably just wander here and just claim the victory, because I don't think he's ever going to get pushed into, or at least not for like a good 10 minutes. So we'll see. Let's see what happens. We've got the catapult now. It's looking like this army is starting to become fairly well secured by Magic with that mummy in, but the town center was secured for Ayah. So he's going to be back to 160 population, and he's going to have almost iron upgrades. Still needs to upgrade his pierce and his nail, but he does have the iron weapons, which means those hit the corner packing a punch. But the mummy chilling here, there's no heroes in this location, so the mummy going to be able to do a lot of damage, get a lot of those special attacks off. Jason coming in right now, spearmen are in, the towers are going to be doing their damnedest to stay alive, while the Heliopoli are just picking them all off. But Magic's still trying to do that stuff. We've got some mid-goal strongholds, some side builds coming in for Ayah. Very, very good. This fortified town center is going to be going down fast though, and the Bellerophon is trying to pop out to pick these guys off for the time being, but does he have the population and the time to do so? It's going to be a close one, but it's looking like the Bellerophon will be able to come in here, jump onto that full HP catapult there and get a nice quick kill onto the catapult. Nicely played there by Ayah, able to keep himself in this game for longer, but now Magic is making a beeline for this side of the map. He's got a siege works he tried to set up over there, but he just needs to kind of continue holding his own here. He's got a really nice defensible position here to fall back on if he needs to, but he's still going to keep trying to push in with the mercenary cavalry and everything else. The Bellerophon is trying to get focused down. You can see some nice micro from Ayah to be dodging that fire, at least for a little bit there. And it's back to square one as IamMagic is continuing to push in here. And we do see that Ayah going to be taking down some of these chariot archers as well. The baluster tower going to be going down at some point. And it's looking like Magic is kind of losing his grip on this game, kind of trading all of these units pretty inefficiently. And actually said that that Forge of Olympus is coming through clutch. He now has iron shield and iron weapons. He just needs iron mail to be fully upgraded on that armor, and then he can start plugging away at the line upgrades. But Magic is now setting up a siege works in this location, so we'll see if that's going to be able to do anything. Magic swapped locations over to here. He's got a couple of baluster out, 3 catapult, a fortified town center with only masons. So it's going to be, I guess the catapult don't have engineers though. Should probably work towards engineers. Would be a good idea, but it's looking like the army of Ayah is a little bit out of position, and I don't see Bellerophon anywhere right now. And it's looking like this town center is going to be falling, and Magic has a really nice control of this location while this is going on. Not only that, he's setting up on the bottom side here with this siege works, and it's looking like Ayah is trying to push through this location with his Toxotes, but he runs into a bit of a wall there and can't walk through, and the army gets redirected around the back. Town center falls there for Ayah, and it's looking like if Magic can just secure this location, get some more towers up, push in here, grab this town center, he will be in a really good position to win this game. And it's looking like not only that, Magic's also got his upgrades as well for his armor, so it's not even like his units are behind Ayah's either at this point. So that's going to be really, really good. And here we go. Villagers moving in, going to be trying to set up the towers. He knows he doesn't want to rush into this. This is Magic's deathmatch experience right here. He knows that if he just sets up towers here, chances are it's going to be, well, not chances are, it's just going to be incredibly hard for Ayah to then prevent him from getting the town center, and also it prevents Ayah from getting the town center himself. Migdal Stronghold coming up in the back, towers coming up in the front, town center coming soon, military buildings falling for Ayah, and he's only got 2 military buildings here and 2 here, and Ayah's really not set up that well. A fortress is coming up, so it looks like Ayah may be wanting to go for this back town center here. But that's going to be bold to say the very least. Magic is still pushing forward, looking like the Migdol stronghold may be falling here. Catapults finally have their engineers, so these buildings are dropping incredibly fast. Ayah trying to build a gold colossus here, but against Osiris, it's a little bit of a different story. They normally can push through this location fairly easily because priests with funeral rites, they take a long time to kill off those colossus, but a mummy just one hits them. Villagers are trying to get their towers up. They're going to be able to pick off the catapult in the back as there's no walls around them, but they will be, I mean, they're not actually getting targeted by anything at this point, any unit at this point. Making some siege towers. As we said, just setting up around this base is really important. We do see some walls getting set up here. And Magic is just like, nah, build a Migdol stronghold, just control this location. Probably could just wall this off as well, wouldn't be a bad idea. And there's the Colossus for Ayah has finally come in, but there's just all of the units for Ayah seem to have dwindled right now as Magic is just getting further and further ahead in this game. And it's looking like a Petropolis is here. Actually going to be able to take down this this Migdol who only has 17 HP, but a lone mercenary will come in and not be able to kill the Petropolis because it's too far away. Feels bad, man. Pharaoh now coming in to help out. The Colossus is here. Pharaoh immediately tasked to deal with that one. But look at how much damage he does. And this Colossus just has so much HP. It's going to be a long time. Possibly going to lose this Ballista Tower. Maybe even another one by the time he goes down to just a Pharaoh there. But now Ayah's town center is under attack. His main town center, while his third base is getting taken. Colossus now going to be fighting the Pharaoh. That's a fight the Pharaoh is going to win, but Magic just decides to trade it. Does not want that Pharaoh to die. Would rather have his villagers get picked off as the Colossus is getting pulled away. Not sure what you're going to do to save that one. You can just eat some wood, get that HP back. So you get 50 HP, get every single little bit of that one back for the town center. The main town center for Ayah falling now. The forward base for Ayah not going the best. He's got one Heliopolis here. The villagers could just come in and pick these guys off if Magic chose to do that. Town center now coming up for Magic, going to put him up to, what is it, 180 something, 190 something? 192 population on the 4 town centers for Magic. Ayah probably going to get this town center back unless a catapult can come in and stop it. He's looking like he has tasked the catapult onto that one, but he wants to kill off the underworld passage first. Siege Tower has got his eye on this town center though. Mercenary cavalry coming in to slow down the production there, but the Siege Tower will put an end to that town center attempt, and Ayah has lost his footing in this game completely as Magic is just rolling in with the siege, taking everything out. And the town center in the back is also going down to add insult to injury. This is just not looking possible right now. We do have a transport ship for Ayah. This would be a really great idea if he had some population to play with, to just come in and put a tower or 3 here just to start hitting this obnoxious trade route from Magic. Just the sheer amount of camel caravans that Magic has right now is the if you want to see his gold, he's got 4,000 gold in the bank, and it's just absolutely ridiculous. Just does not need that much, but it's going to allow him to continue building everywhere. We do see a fortress coming down in Magic's face, but Magic will be able to just grab these villages and just send them over to pick this one off at some point. It's looking like now Magic can just move in and grab this town center for himself. Now you're going to be losing his other town center as well when the siege tower rolls up to it. It's only got 1 or 2 hits left to survive, and there it goes down, and Ayah decides to tap out. GG, well played by Magic. Managed getting his first win in this best of 7. Wow, well played there. I thought for a second there, Magic made a couple too many mistakes, losing units here, losing units here, and allowing Ayah to get back into it. But it was just, Magic was just using that as time to set up on other locations and just firmly pushing his advantage in different areas at different times in order to win there. But Ayah had some nice defense there with the Belleroth one. I feel like if he had potentially tried a different strategy or was more comfortable in this Zeus versus Isis matchup, he may have been able to actually steal this win as well. But unfortunately for Ayah, does not get this one, and Magic does get that first win. So we'll move on to the next game really soon. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with me, and we'll get the next game going soon.